Hello. These 4 locks at Hurleston mark the beginning of the Llangollen Canal. 46 miles long, it plunges you right into the heart of the North Wales mountains. From here, at the junction with the Shroppie near Nantwich in Cheshire, the locks look pretty awesome. But there's often a keeper on duty, and once you're clear of these, it's another mile or so until the next ones. In fact, when you think about where this canal's taking us, it isn't heavily locked at all. The scenery, though, is fantastic, and the pubs along the route are very welcoming, so it's an ideal holiday route. So ideal, in fact, that in the summer months it gets very crowded, especially towards the top end, as we shall find out. These locks are particularly narrow, and they look it, don't they? Trust me, you won't get through if you've got even one fender down. The second lock up is the narrowest, probably the narrowest on the whole system, and generously proportioned narrowboats, like those built by Liverpool boats, may need an adjustment to the water levels in order to squeeze through the bottom gates. We met boats coming the other way in every lock, which is ideal. It saves water and it cuts down on the work that you have to do. The original plan for the Ellesmere Canal, as this was called, was for a northwest route built as a wide beam canal connecting the River Severn at Shrewsbury to the port of Chester on the River Dee and across the Wirral to the River Mersey at a tiny fishing village called Netherpool. What was eventually built was essentially an east-west route as a narrow beam canal. The reason for this complex series of changes of plan will become evident as we make our way along that part of the Ellesmere Canal that today we call the Llangollen Canal. That tiny fishing village of Netherpool, by the way, grew in importance because of the arrival of the Ellesmere Canal and became known during the 19th century as the Ellesmere Port. Just above the locks, water can be seen leaving the canal to enter a vast reservoir. This is a domestic water supply reservoir supplying Nantwich, Crewe, Middlewich and Sandbach. The canal acts as an open pipeline, bringing 12 million gallons a day of mountain water from the River Dee, just above Llangollen. It was this vital secondary use of the canal that prevented it from being filled in during those dark years of the 50s and 60s, when commercial carrying had ceased and leisure use hadn't yet got going. This is such a brilliant way to use a canal, it just makes you wonder why we don't do it elsewhere. There must be other opportunities, surely. So, from here the canal heads generally southwest for about 30 miles, through Whitchurch and Ellesmere in North Shropshire. Then it turns northwest, crossing into North Wales and spanning 2 great river gorges before following the Dee Valley into Llangollen. It's always congested above the locks here, with boats queuing for the locks and boats using the water point and other facilities.